Fredman Wilson escaped from the clinic in embarrassment, his face full of anger. Seeing Fredman Wilson coming out, Noah Wilson hurriedly greeted him and asked, "Fredman, how is it? Has the genius Dr. Tianqi cured you?" Fredman Wilson gritted his teeth and said bitterly, "This ungrateful old bastard actually said that Charlie is his benefactor, and he won't heal me for life and death, so he FCKED with me and drove me out." Noah Wilson didn't expect that Tianqi was also bewitched by Charlie's stinky rag. He couldn't help but sighed, "This Charlie is really lingering." Fredman Wilson scolded, "It's all the FC King waiting for Mr. Wade. No matter it is Tianqi or Charlie, there will be no good end. I will definitely make them pay the price of blood." Noah Wilson also had enough of Charlie's suffering, but he had never had a chance and was unable to seek revenge from Charlie, so he was very depressed and very angry. Moreover, he was particularly greedy for the Thompson first-class villa that Solomon White gave to Charlie. If this Fredman Wilson could really kill Charlie, then the younger brother Jacob's family would have nothing to rely on, and wouldn't he let him kill them then? In that way, Thompson's villa is his own. Thinking of this, he resisted the excitement in his heart, and hurriedly echoed, "Fredman, what you said is very true. That Charlie is an unfamiliar white-eyed wolf. A beast. He who has lived in our Wilson family for so many years, eating from our Wilson family, but repeatedly humiliating our family, and now bullying Fredman. It is simply a heinous sin, and must be paid with death." Fredman Wilson really had a murderous intent on Charlie. However, he is also very clear in his heart that there are 5 words that are right. The raptors are not the same. In other words, it is difficult for a strong dragon to crush a local snake. He couldn't kill Charlie at all now. What's more, this guy's own strength is very strong, and it seems that he should still be a standard trainer. As the saying goes, the gangster knows martial arts, and no one can control it. If you want to engage with him, you must find a real master, otherwise, it might be useless. At the moment, the most important thing is to find a way to cure his own disease. Otherwise, life will be worse than death in the future. Thinking of this, Fredman Wilson hated Tianqi's teeth. This old dog day. He obviously has medicine that can cure him, but he doesn't even use it for on him. What is even more annoying is that he actually drove him out of his hospital for that Charlie. What a d***mn. Noah Wilson was also worried. If Fredman Wilson's illness cannot be cured, wouldn't his daughter be honorably laid off? In that way, how can he reach the pinnacle of his life? The Wilson family now only got Fredman Wilson's $10 million investment. Fredman Wilson promised $80 million at the beginning, and $70 million has not been given yet. If he can't find the ability to be a man, then $70 million is definitely not coming their way. Thinking of this, he was even more anxious than Fredman Wilson, hoping that Fredman Wilson could regain his power. So he asked with great concern as he drove, "Chairman Wilson, this she is so ignorant, do you want me to find some people for you, beat him up, and take his medicine?" Fredman Wilson waved his hand. This old dog thief is very strong, and his granddaughter is also very unusual. More importantly, the old master has seen a lot of big people and really offended him. Maybe it's big trouble. Tianqi is a master of traditional medicine. In Eastcliff and several other big cities, he has been regarded as a guest by countless big figures and big families. Although Fredman Wilson is also very powerful, he really has to count it. Among the people Tianqi knows, he is even in the top 30. Can't get in. Therefore, he dared not offend Tianqi rashly. To cure the disease, they can only find another way. But at this time, he suddenly remembered something and said to Noah Wilson, "I have a friend who owns a pharmaceutical factory in Orus Hill. It is one of the largest companies in the country. I will contact him tomorrow." Noah Wilson breathed a sigh of relief and hurriedly said, "That's really great. I'm really afraid that your body won't recover." Fredman Wilson said, "Go to the roadside drugstore first and buy me some verses, Agra to try." "Okay." Noah Wilson hurriedly parked his car on the side of the road obediently, got off the car and went to the drugstore on the roadside, and bought Fredman Wilson a large box of imported verses, Agra. Fredman Wilson couldn't wait to say, "Go, drive home quickly, let Wendy try it with me." Noah Wilson was a little embarrassed. He didn't expect that Fredman Wilson would actually ask his daughter to try the medicine in front of him. However, since this kind of thing has been done, there is no need to care too much about it, so he didn't take it seriously anymore, and drove home quickly. Tianqi was still angry. Two people who asked for their own treatment came tonight, and they all offended Mr. Wade. That Junwei Gao pretended to be forced with Mr. Wade in the ward that day, and finally failed to pretend to be forced. He was thrown directly out of the window on the third floor by Mr. Orville and broke his leg. He did not expect that he still had the face to come to seek treatment for himself. And that Fredman Wilson. The most hateful is him. He had offended Mr. Wade before, so he almost gave him the medicine, unaware of the story background. If he really cured him, wouldn't it mean that he would avenge Mr. Wade and Invisible? Thinking of this, he couldn't help but sigh with his granddaughter Jovia. "Jovia, fortunately, you came in time. If you come late, Grandpa would give Fredman Wilson half of the magic medicine."